going to do something on a whim tonight. Came in, gosh, I don't even know what day it is. Thursday night in the evening after dinner, after a little TV. And I thought, kind of feel like sitting down and doing something, but I wasn't sure what. So I think what I'd like to do is I grabbed a few pieces. Oops, making a mess. Grabbed a few pieces of paper out of this 6x8 paper pad. I have these great big playing cards that I covered with some of the Tim Holtz collage papers, and they've just been sitting off to the side, and I thought they'd make really cool, like, big journal cards, but then I thought, well, I don't have any journals that are this size, but I think that if we start constructing a journal out of this 6x8 paper, one or two or however many of these might make a nice little addition. So that's where this idea started, and I think we're just gonna go for it. So I picked out a couple of pieces of paper. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna sneeze. Nope, guess not. Picked out a couple. I think I want the front and the back the same. So we are going like this. And then I usually, when I make the journals, they're, a piece of paper folded in half, but I like the size of this. So I think we'll go ahead and cut a strip of this, and we'll attach it to the front and the back, and we'll just make a little spine. So we need to decide how much overhang we want. I don't want a ton, but I want it to show. So what I would like to do is let's go with, get this off. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let's start with 2 inches. And I think if we went with a 1/2 inch spine and 3/4 inch overhang on each, I think that will be good. So let's get this lined up. We're going to score it too. Now my scoreboard's not quite big enough, but that's okay. We'll make it work. I score it one. I don't know why I'm doing it backwards. 1 1/4 and at 3/4. And then I'm going to flip it over and see if we can't get this mostly lined up. That looks good. I think that's right. And we'll just inch up the last little bit here. Looks good to me. So let's go ahead and do our fold a little bit first at a time. And then let's go in and do it a bit more solid. So there is one. Let's get the other side of the spine. And let's do this one. All right. Now go ahead and trim that. I'm going to trim it on the inside because I can see the indentation. So I've got a clear view at where I want to cut, and I'm pretty confident I can get it pretty straight. Sometimes it's nice to just sit down and not have a real plan and just see where it takes us. That's the kind of mood I'm in tonight. So let's check out our fitting here. It should fit perfectly for the height, and I think it does. I do want to ink these before I put them on, and since this is pretty dark, I want to go with the ground espresso so that we have a nice bit of contrast. I do want to round the edges on the outside of the journal itself, but I want to leave this square on the corner so that we can get a nice crisp line there. And we'll just see how that goes. Can always add more ink after the fact since these will be edges and not glued down to anything. All right. Let's go ahead and round these corners before we start putting things together. I'm going to go with the medium round. That didn't take very well. Let's see if I can get that better. Better. Right, and this will be up and down. Had a busy day at work today, so I needed to calm my brain. So there's really no better way to do that, I don't think, than to do some art. So this will go that way. I just did the wrong side. But you know what? It's okay because it isn't going to show. Well, I told you that my brain was tired. Redo. No worries. It's gonna be hidden anyway. Okay, so matches us perfectly. One of the nice things about using paper from a single paper pack, I got glue. Got a little bit of a plug in my thing here, and I don't know why, because I've been putting my stopper in there. But anyhow, let's go ahead and we do not want this to come loose, so let's get a decent amount and make sure that we're not doing it upside down. I'm going to line it up to the inside of the, I'll say it here in just a second, sorry. I got it okay. We want to make sure that we're not covering over the fold line because we want it to be able to open and close easily. Let's go ahead and squash that down very good. All right, now make sure I know what I'm doing here. Top. We'll go like this. And so we're going to flip it like this. And I think we should use a pretty, I have a pretty, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. A pretty flowered washi tape that I don't use washi very often. But I've got some, and so I'd like to use it. So let's get this on there. Butt it up against, I know it's the right length, so I'm going to start lining here at the bottom and have faith that it's going to line up on the other side if I have this side. Well, let's make sure that we can still fold good. Yes, it folds all the way up. Oops. Well, now I don't know which side I just did. Guess we will just smash down both just in case. A little glue there. That's okay. We'll either cover it or it'll just give us a little character. Okay. Nice, quick, and easy start. Let me grab this. And, oops. We are going to put this on here. A lot of it will be covered. That is very true. But it's still quite pretty. And will give us just, oh, ripped that a little short. Also, okay. That will give us just a little bit, another little layer of stability there. And it's pretty, so we like that. All right. We got to do our trimming here. We could have folded it over. That would have been okay too. Let's ink and keep moving along. I probably shouldn't drink soda this close to bedtime because now I'm like, ooh, moving quick. Let's do some inking. Let's do this. Let's do that. And you know, in a couple of hours, I'm going to be tossing and turning because I'm all caffeinated right before bed. Now, it doesn't look like it's making that big of a difference, but then when you look over here, I can tell the difference. I think that this helps. Ooh, I hadn't even thought of it, but I just got another idea. We need to finish inking first before I get ahead of myself. Let's do the inside too. While we're at it, while I'm doing this, I have to say I have gotten such a kick out of everybody's comments and hellos, and oh my god, you guys, you're so complimentary. It's so nice. It's so nice. I'm shocked. And I'm really surprised at how much fun I'm having just sitting down and doing stuff. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I mentioned it, but I know it in one of my earlier videos, or earliest videos, I mentioned I talk to myself all the time. So I sit here and I talk to myself anyway. So I might as well share it with everybody else. And it's, as a perfectionist and a people pleaser, it's very scary to say, I'm just going to do it, and not everybody has to like it. Not everybody has to like me. It's okay. So that is my whole goal with all of this, is to have fun, do art, grow personally on ways that maybe you wouldn't even think of, you know, sitting down to do art. But it really is, I think the personal growth in all of this goes a lot farther than just making cool projects. So, thanks for coming with me and listening to my sometimes maddening rants, I know. Okay, so here's the idea I had. I gotta reach up over here quickly and see if I can grab this. I got some paper hanging on my back wall that I would like to perhaps use. So I made this out of, it's just out of an old, it wasn't even old, just out of a, like a, what do you even call those? Manila envelopes, maybe? I don't know. You get them at the dollar store. They're just these envelopes that have the little tabs on the top. But anyway, so I tried this technique a while back. And I can't remember where I saw it. It's not my idea. It was somebody on YouTube had done. You can find lots of different tutorials for it, but it's faux leather, and you make it with glue, water, and you put some of the, well, not the black, but the re-inkers. You put some re-inkers in it, shake it all up, and you do multiple layers, and you just slap it on, let it dry, slap it on, let it dry. And it comes out, I thought, really cool, this leather. And I've been wanting to use it, but I didn't know how. I didn't know what would make sense. So I'm thinking maybe we want a leather pocket on the front here. Or maybe on the insides. Let's just... I touched it while it was still wet and pulled that off, but that's okay. We'll work around it. Or we'll put something on it. One or the other. So I'm going to cut this because I know we won't use this whole piece. But I've been dying to do something with this. It's been hanging up for a few weeks. And I just couldn't, well, there, now I cut it all crooked. Darn it. Oh well, I'm sure we'll all live. I think I like this part where it's the piece of the envelope that's folded. So I think we want to use that. We're going to go narrower. Let's cut it narrower, and then we'll see how tall we want it. I'm wondering what it will look like if we get a little bit of a rough edge on it. Can I line this up and go 4 inches be wide enough? Yeah, it definitely wouldn't need to be any wider than 4. So let's see if I can straighten this out. I can't see that looks pretty straight-ish. It also might not be a perfectly straight envelope. That would not be surprising. I'm wondering if when we do this, if it'll look a little bit like leather on the edge if we ink it. So let's see. All right, well, we're still straight, we're still lined up, and we're right at the 2 inch. So let's go ahead and just take this side off too. If we decide we don't like it, maybe we could make these strips look like something cool. I don't know. I've got a couple different colors that I made. It didn't rip very nicely. Let's see. And how tall? Maybe we want our pocket. Maybe we don't want it in the middle. I bet we don't want it in the middle. Why would we do that? Why would we want it there? I think I'm going to make a little, just here-ish. Go here and zip this. Get this out of the way, and that's not going to at all help us get a straight line. And I believe that we should definitely have flap to go on to go down the front. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear it just below this booger mark that we made. And let's see, how straight or not straight are we? That's pretty close, I think. And see what we can get out of this. I think that looks pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna go something like this. How big of a flap do we want? Maybe like that. Let's score it and see how we like it. It's just got a really cool, interesting texture, and you don't have to put any extra finish on it. You just let it dry. It's so bizarre. So, of course, I thought it was awesome because it's weird. And it really does, I'm not going to say it feels like real leather because it's paper, but it does feel, it feels like something that is not paper. Oh, and I didn't even fold that right. Got all excited. Making a mess of stuff. All right, how do our ends look there? I might have done better just to fold it. Well, let's give it a go and see what happens. Now, thinking, I'm gonna look down here and I'm gonna see, just wanna pull this out and see what I've got. I have a small, I wonder if that'll fit through it. Maybe, oh, it will. I have a little bitty embossing machine. I can't even remember where I got it. But I wonder how cool this might, and I might try it on this guy first. But let's, I mean, this was in the back of my cabinet. I don't even know what embossing folders I have in here. I don't have many, I know that. But I'm wondering if there might be something cool that we could run it through. I know I had some. Where'd they? Oh, duh. Maybe. No. I had some with neat patterns, and it's not this either. Well, shoot. Not much I can do with an embossing folder I can't find. Let's see. We're gonna try something. I have no idea if it's gonna work because I've never done it before. But somewhere, here it is, around here. I've got these little pointy dotting pens that I got at a thrift store. And I wonder if we could use a stencil and make a bit of a pattern. This is a pretty stencil. That's a cool one. This is a cool one, but I don't know. It's an option. I don't think we want writing on there. There's another couple of cool ones. Let's see if we can get this to do something neat. So we got this, which is our top, and we've got this, which is our bottom. We're gonna try it out on this thing. Let me grab a whole new thing here. No idea what this is gonna, that's too sad. Those are too small. We don't have 800 days. Let's see. I want to try this, but not go over each one necessarily. Let's grab one of these. It's a big-ish one. This is relatively, and I want to try it from 2 different directions. So I'm going to just push a little bit. I'm just kind of outlining, or not outlining, almost coloring in the stencil with this tool, but not too hard because I don't want it to go all the way through. All right, that gives a certain bit of a look. What if we do it on the other side? I'm going to do it close by so we can really see it side by side. And it may be that there's just not enough, that we can't get enough pressure to make a difference. That really doesn't look nice. I don't like that one. But doing it from the top down is not horrible. Just trying to think if there's a way that we could do it a little bit, maybe deeper, faster. I wonder if you can do it with a bone folder. Nah, that doesn't work at all. And that kind of rips through it. Can you do it here hard? But maybe if it's on a harder surface, it won't be so bad. That looks a little cool. It might not even be worth the trouble, guys. Let's try one more thing, and I'm going to grab this. Still some give, but a lot more sturdy than doing it over the foam. I'm liking that effect. But what about a more less intricate, more bulky pattern? Let's try that here and see what we end up with. Just running this over, being careful not to go the wrong direction against those little bits there. Let's see if we got a flower worth recreating on our one that's going on the cover. Let's see. You know, I'm not really feeling it. Well, I'll tell you what, we tried. Maybe that's too big and I'd do better with something like this, but I think that's going to take a little bit more experimenting before we get it in a way that we would want to put it on the front of our journal. But we tried. It only took a minute or two, and now we know that that's something interesting that I'd like to try sometime, but not right now. Okay. Thank you for hanging out and being patient with me while I dinked around with something that might have been interesting. Okay, now let's get back to this. I am going to ink the edges. I'm going to put in a hole, a partial hole. Let's see, which way do I go in from? This way. Try to use this one and see how it goes. It's a little harder. Oh, no, I was going to say it's hard to judge the middle, but you know, there is a line right there, smack dab in the middle. I haven't even used this one yet. I hope it works. Yeah, it worked all right. I might have went a little deep with it. I probably could have. It could have stood a little less. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it a little less. We're going to trim here. And that looks about-ish there. There. That's better. Okay. Let's get our edges inked. If I recall, the ink colors that I used in the glue to make this, I used a couple different browns. I believe I put some black in there. I'm almost positive this is the one that I put red in. Looks a little bit kind of mahogany color. This isn't going to take a whole lot of ink because it is already covered with glue. So it's a little shiny, but we can get that yellow gone. We can cover the inside if we decide we don't want our flap to be that color. Did we get enough here? No. No, we didn't. Once it's down, we can't go back. So if we need to make 2 trips around it this first time, before we do it, that's okay. Before we glue it down, I'm going to give it just a bit on the back here because you will be able to see that a little bit. All right, let's get our pocket down first, and then we will concern ourselves with the flap. I believe I would like to use one of these. I don't want it right in the middle. I don't want it to appear to be in the middle. I'm going to use the music line here to get straight. That looks fun. Now, we're gonna want a flap. Ooh, you know what oh no, we can't because I did it. Sure we can. We're just gonna cut some corners. I'm gonna say we could like stick it down in so that it, let's see, there to here. This way we can tuck our flap in a little and it will hang over the top. Doesn't have to be perfect. I don't think that gives us enough space. All right, I lied. We're going to take this off because now it looks silly. gonna ink the insides, and we're just gonna put it where we'd like it to sit. We're gonna forget about the underneath. We could even stamp on there if we wanted. I do want to ink the fold just because I think it looks cool and interesting to have that extra little line. All right, now we're gonna find a place we want to put this. How high do we want it and whatnot. Well, that looks crooked. Which part is the crookedest? And maybe we don't care. Let's see. That lines up. It lines up fine. It is the same width. So why? Because my fold's not straight. Here's what we're gonna do. We're just going to double check now that we've cut it. And we're gonna rescore. I'm gonna do it right here. So maybe we can get a crisper. Oh yeah, see? Well, no wonder it looked so weird. One fold was going the completely, one side was too short, one side was too long. I'm still doing it. Also too short, too long. That looks maybe better. Well, I tell you what. Oh, part of the reason it looks crooked too is because look at those lines. Those are certainly not straight, but they're the same on both sides, so I guess there's that. I'm gonna say that that's good enough because otherwise we're gonna be wonking about with it for just a really long time as I make an adjustment. That I just said didn't even matter. This is just really bugging me, guys. It's probably completely annoying. We know that the top is straightish. What if we just went like that? No, I don't like it that way. We're gonna try one more trick. And if that doesn't work, we're just either going to go for it and glue it down, or we're going to skip the flap and add it later. All right. I'm gonna use my bone folder. Oh, I got a cramp in my hand. Oh, need to calm down here. We're gonna hold this down as tight as we can. Really, really mash down that seam. That is our mashed down, yes, yes. So we're gonna keep on mashing it really, really good in hopes that we will make this crease better than the other one and it won't overtake it. If I do that, I won't be able to see what I'm doing. Nope. This is about not being perfect. We've already talked about that. him-hawing about whether or not it's perfect. I'm thinking about whether or not we want rounded corners. Well, we're doing this, and we'll either decide we want rounded corners or we won't. And whatever we decide, either we can get our little corner rounder in there or we can't. I think I want it to be roughly there. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Fairly straight, pretty straight. After all that messing around, we're going to be happy with it, that's for sure. Okay. Now what do we want to stick on here? Something cute. It definitely needs some eyelets. And what else? Anything else? We can always add to it later. Okay. So there's our start. I feel like this needs something kind of bold. Let's see what we've got. I feel like I'm going to sneeze again. Maybe not. Achoo, excuse me. I knew it was coming. All right, what do we got in here that's kind of big-ish? The Queen's Photographer. It's a little too big. And something about a voyage. I can't. That's kind of cool, but maybe a little too dark. Let's see. That's very cool, but too big and wrong. We could go sideways, even though it's not supposed to. Might that be interesting? This one, too much. I don't like that on there. I'm kind of feeling this. I like the red here, kind of tying in here. I've been hoarding that bingo card for a long while because it's super cool. Could go flowers. Could also do that. Could do this. I don't want to put a piece of paper behind it. That might look cool on the inside too, though. This or this? Not both. That's too much. Let's see, are there any of these that we want? Typewriter. That's kind of cool. Got that. Ooh. Here's some, oh, about knock something down. We've got cigar. That's pretty neat. What about that? Union Made Cigars. Kind of goes cool with the leather look. I think this is what we want. Okay, let's get some of this other stuff out of the way. Not that we aren't going to put that somewhere inside, because we most certainly can and probably will. What else do we want on here on the front? Mail. I think that is too much. Got that. Merchandise postmaster. That guy. There's a receipt one. That's on thin paper. Like a different color. That would look cool. Let me get some of the lighter colors in there. We could go with a... All right, let's play around with these ones and see what we enjoy here for our little cover. We've got two verticals here. We could go clear up to the top if we want to. Tuck that in there. Maybe this sits right there. I do like the blue. Will that fit? It's a little too big for that side, but this one might. Let's see what this looks like with a date. Or we could put this down here. Yeah. I think that should go down there. I'm kind of liking this. We don't want to get too crazy, of course, but you know, what's too crazy? I definitely like that at the bottom. So let's do this. Let's go with some vintage photo so it's not all super, super dark. And let's swap out our foamies. I'm going to cover all of that blue. I really love the speckled egg. It's so pale that you really need it to be on a very neutral background like this one to be able to see it. All right, let's see if we can kind of line that up. Pretty good. I know I want this up there. This is very thin paper. I'm going to glue stick this one so it doesn't get too wrinkly. Whoa. Flying all over the place. Rogue tickets. Going nuts. I'm gonna put him here. I might have went up a little too high, but perhaps not, and I like it, so I'm okay if it sticks out a little more than we had planned. I think this one, this is taking a totally different direction than I anticipated. I thought maybe we'd put some pretty flowers on there. Not that we couldn't still add some. This is taking a very masculine vibe, but men like flowers too, so and women like tough looking stuff also. So when I say it's going masculine or feminine, We're talking traditional sense of the word, no judgment on anything else. Like that. Let's put, this goes down next. Did I ink it? I don't even know what I'm doing, guys. I ain't even paying attention to what I've done. I'm too busy jabbering about stuff. Okay, I don't want it to be super covered. I want it to stick out a good amount. So I'm gonna put it here and assume that we'll still get, yeah. Stick that down, and next is this one. Just a little above our little pocket. Okay, now I'm second guessing this decision. This I didn't ink yet. I could see that. That's not even cut straight. When I cut that, I must have cut it funky. There. Well, now, ugh. For the love of crepes. Okay. I want to go over here onto the edge, overlapping the spine a little bit. Why am I doing this like that? Oh, there. Do we really want this dark here, or would we rather have that? You know, that might make a cool paper clip. I think we need to save that for a paper clip, and we need to see what else we have. Maybe we do want to put a big flower on it. Maybe not, but perhaps. Or a fine looking bird. Would we risk too much if we went over the edge? I don't know if he would. What direction is this wonky bird going? Maybe he goes that way? I don't, that one's, he's got me a little confused. Where's my other birds? I like the idea of a bird or a butterfly or a flower. Let's just dump them out and make a big mess. That's a cute bird. He kind of goes. He kind of blends right into the background though. What else is in here? Put a big old thing of flowers. Well, that might look kind of cool, but I don't want to fussy cut all that out. That's a lot for this late at night. Let's see. I am really being indecisive. What do we got in here? Do we got any birds in here? We got flowers that I like. We got books. What do books look like? I'm going to have to separate all these back here. I wonder if I can... Let me get them into a semblance of order, because I do try to keep them with what they belong with. That's kind of cool, too. Just so I can look at the back of it without opening the whole thing every time. What was I looking for? Oh, yeah, books. Forgot what I was doing. Surprise. That's cool. That's the same thing. No. This will go over here in that pile. There's some books. Those weren't the ones I was looking for. I know I didn't use them. There they are. Yes. A tiny deer. Let's see. We have these books, but I like those books much better. Yes. Those go there. Perhaps. I don't know about using his head as a closure. The poor guy may end up losing his noggin. Okay. Let's go back to, oh, hey, look, more books. Let's give these just up. I've been wondering, what would I ever possibly do with books? With a die cut of books. And wouldn't you know, something. We found something to do with them. That is a good deal. I do want to go here. I think can go over just a little, just the tiniest bit, but overall, and we'll have it here going towards out from the spine. I think that that looks just fine. Let's add some interest down here. Okay, let's see. These we said we were shoving to on the floor, apparently, to this side. Got too much junk sitting over here. We need to do something cool with our pocket. Now, we were talking about, did we want to round the corners? I still can't tell you if I think that would be a good idea or not. I think our bird has to live here too. I can't help it. I like this little guy. I'm sticking him on the top, and I'm gonna ink between his, he's got a lot of white right there between his legs. We're just gonna ink it up there. Now he won't look so funny. Of course, now he's got like one chicken drumstick leg, but that's okay too. It's still too late for fussy cutting. My eyes are sore. All right, let's see. Where would he look? Right there is where he would look good, I think. And I think I want to do a little bit of shading. Now, we didn't do gesso or matte medium on here, so the markers aren't going to spread at all, the Pitt pens that we used last time. But I have a water reactive graphite pencil somewhere around here that might look cool. Well, I'm probably gonna make a huge mess knocking everything over. I think this is it. Yeah, Sketch and Wash. General Sketch and... I can't speak. And it doesn't want to... There we go. Generals. Sketch and Wash. I got this at Hobby Lobby. There's a brand called Stabilo that I've seen some people use that look really good, but I can't find it anywhere. And it's so funny because I'm so impatient about waiting for stuff to arrive that I would order online. So instead of just ordering it and getting it here in a handful of days, I'll spend weeks trying to find it same day when I go to the store. It's so dumb, but I do it all the time. Okay, so pencil, paintbrush, what you need when you're using this. You put down just a little, and it gets significantly darker after you spread it around. But it's really, I find it pretty cool. I know my shadow's not going to be all that realistic because I went behind his legs too. But I really just want to get him propped up from the background a little bit. Not necessarily have an accurate, light source. Just propped up from the background. Might add a little more here. A little more water. I'm not sure if you can get these in other colors or not. I mean, you could use watercolored pencils. This just gives such a nice deep color. I like the depth that it gives. So I'm going to put some under our books too. Even a little bit heavier. And if it gets so dark that you don't like the color that you end up with, you can actually just, I don't have a paper towel. Oh, here's a rag. You can always, dab some of it or re-wet your brush and reactivate it, and it will pull some up. Not a lot. Don't go crazy and make it, dark black and then expect it to be completely picked up, because it won't. But there. I'm happy with that. We need to do something here, and we need a closure. We could do inside pockets too, but it is pretty late. We don't need this right in our way. Let's just wash it and put it away. At some point, I'm gonna have to decide if we round these corners or not. I kind of wish I had those super cute little gold corners. I don't think I do, but I wonder if I have a sticker that looks like a gold corner. I've got weirder things than that in here. Let's do a quick flip through and see if we see anything that looks like we could make it into a fancy-ish corner. Because we do have our gold do have our Gold Wink of Stella pen. I bet we could find something in here that would look cool. There's some in here that are just kind of shapes, and so I bet that's a little much, but I'm not giving up that easy. We're gonna go the other direction. We only need 2. Is there like a... Just wondering if there's something we can... that there's 2 of. Could always just cut one of those. Let me see. I know that I have gold embossing powder. And I know that I have decorative corner stamps. So let me get to them. I think I put them away. They're in here. Where are you, decorative stamps? Corners, corners, corners. Here you are. Okay. I think that we have what we need to just make our own gold decorative corners. And I think I like this kind of florally pattern. But it's not quite, some of these other ones are, this one's more leafy than florally. I like that. So here's what we're gonna do. And I was wondering, well, how are we gonna make it look like it's not that? Where's the booger piece? I probably could stop calling it that. It's not the nicest name in the world. I was thinking, how can we make it look so it doesn't look like we just cut it out? And I think we can, let's try doing it on here. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try. This is our evening of experiments, clearly. How much time did we spend seeing if we could emboss that leather, and then decided, oh no, we sure can't. Not with any sort of consistency or good results that we want to throw on the front of our journal. Now I need to find my stamp block because I know it's here somewhere. Here it is. Okay, this is what we want. So here is our experiment. And I think it will be okay to do it here where we've kind of embossed. Oh, but then it won't take it all. We'll figure it out. It's not like I don't have a huge sheet sitting right next to me that I have no idea what to do with. I like this leaf pattern. All right. Let's give it a try. Oh, we need a piece of paper underneath it. That's messy and it's gonna catch. Okay, let's check her out. Paper, embossing ink. You can use regular ink too. Embossing ink stays wet a little longer, so you got more time to work with it. Not a ton more time, but I think I got that. It is clear though, so it's obviously a little bit harder to see if you've got the whole thing on it or not. We're gonna try. Let's see how that ended up. Stick our powder on. Whoa, not that much. Well, there's our answer to whether or not that works. No. All right, well, that sticks to the whole thing. So that's not going to work. So what is our other? Well, we got a million other options. Let's try. I think I've got some thick brown, thick brown cardstock, thick-ish. Why is that so sticky? Because I'm an idiot, and that's not embossing powder, it's Pearl-Ex mica. Well, no wonder. For the cripes. I do still have gold. I just need to get it out, because that surely was not it. What a dope. Some days I wonder how I even make it through the day with my head still attached. There's a gold. I thought it looked awful shiny. That'd be why. There's a copper, but I want it to stand out. We've got antique gold and we've got tarnished gold. I can't believe I did that. Well, I mean, I can, but. So that means, where's that piece I just wadded up? Here it is. That means that we can probably just wipe the mica powder off. That's, oh Lord. I'm going to have a shiny desk for a long time. I don't think that's going to work. All right, next page it is. Let's see if we can get that to work in here. Too bad I can't just... Let's go ahead and try tarnished first. We can try them both. I'm going to go ahead and put it more on the flat spot here. It is a little sticky. I I'm brushing it off, or blowing it off gently. If you blow too hard, then you'll just blow it all off. I'm just going to go ahead and hit it here. It smokes pretty bad when you do that. All right, let's see. Well, let's trim it out and see how we feel about it, and then we'll decide if we're going to do another one. I don't think I want the greeny gold. Scissors. I'm going to cut it wide because I can't quite see what I'm doing. I just want to do a little bit of, not super fussy, just a little bit of twists and turns here. And let's see what we think. Yep. I think it's a winner. All right. There's one. Let's do one more. I do like this color. I think it matches nicely with the bird. Once we get this finished, we'll pull that back over here so we can put it together. I'm not as concerned about wasting at this point as I am about just getting it to work and look nice. A little bit of a flick. And the other thing that you can do, you can always, if you can hold it down, close this, you can always come in very gently with a paintbrush and just kind of sweep off the extra stuff that maybe is in the background or that you don't want, but then you also always risk knocking off part of your design. But it's a good trick. All right, let's hit this guy. There are lots of really good techniques for how to emboss, and I don't do any of them. I'm lazy and I'm impatient and I just do it quick. There is a technique to make sure that you don't overcook your plastic, I guess. But like I said, sometimes you just are in a hurry. All right. Let's see if I can get our little bit of curvy here. Without, oh, that's in my way now. I should have just done what I did before. Well, I still can. There. I still can do what I did before. Get that out of the way and then come back this way. Just a little. I know these scissors are really big to be doing it like that with, but I like these scissors. So I just make do. All right, so what we're gonna do, going to hold that. Oh, you won't be able to see if I do that. Let's see if I can find a way to do that, but let's still let you see what I'm doing. There, if we do it sideways, I think that'll work. So now I'm going to take this paper. I know they're not going to be an exact duplicate match, but that's okay. I'm going to take this paper and we're going to glue it on top of our other paper. And you know what? I didn't ink the edges yet. After all that work, the last thing we want is yellow edges sticking out at us. Okay, let's do this. That's not even the right one. Here. Let's just get rid of that bright yellow edge. Oh, I would have been so sad. Let's close that up. Okay, now I don't think it makes a big difference which side we put each one on. They're not going to be mirror images or anything of each other. As far as I know, at least not that I've looked at or could tell, so we're just going to put it where it looks like it would probably look all right. And smudged a little glue. That'll take a little of the shine off, but not super concerned. Be a little more careful with this one to not go overboard with the glue, but to still go all the way to the edge. I'm going to spread it out a little bit, which was probably dumb because now it's on my fingers. All right, let's get our corner lined up. I will pre-apologize if my head is right in the way. I'll be able to see there. Now, could we have embossed directly on this? Yes. However, that would have been a wise choice before we attached it to the front of our journal. This far in and this close to the end, I don't want to experiment on our main piece here. Missing a little glue there. All right, how about this guy? His edge is a little up. Well, that's not working. He can use a little bit right there in that corner. All right. That is that. And I think our best bet is going to be to hold the flap down with our closure. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in, and we're gonna do our closure. And then we're gonna call it an evening. But let's do this, because this shouldn't take long. And this thing's so fun. I got this little bucket at Hobby Lobby for $5. And it holds all the goodies, and they pop right off, and then you can just use what you want. And I think it's the coolest thing ever. So, ta-da! Makes me happy. And the one in the middle comes out, and you can put your tools in there. So let's grab an eyelet. Do we want that or do we want gold? Let's see. Let's do gold. Why not? Let's see if I can grab a washer out of here. There's one. And then I have all my little doodads right here close by. And that also makes me happy. Okay. Crocodile, where are you? All right, we are on the big one. Go a little below center. Go right there. Before I do that, where's my little small ruler? Let's fancy it up and do two. All right, what do we got here? We've got 3 1/4 inches. So 3 1/4 puts us right between the 80 and the 80. So let's do another. Let's do 2. How far are we? Is that about good? It's about good. It says different. We don't ever do 2, so let's do 2. I think eyelets are pretty cool. See, I got 2 washers. So something thought that 2 would be a good idea. All right, let's squeeze them up. There's one. Just gotta turn this back around and grab one more. Washer goes flat side down. I am on a 2 for the crocodile. And I think that looks slick. I found this leather for 44 cents. So we're doing, we already talked about it being a little bit more masculine. So let's just stick leather. And I wouldn't be surprised if I add a little lace, because I think that would look cool too. Now, I don't know why they wrapped it this way, but okay. Now. We're going to want it to go around maybe twice. I think I want it to not be any give in this. And that, I don't think oh, where'd it go? I just had it. I don't think that'll go in that way. I think it's just too thick. So let's do this. I don't know how to do a square knot the right way. I get confused every time. Well, I don't know, it looks cool. Maybe that's what I just did. I don't know. Then it would wrap around twice. And depending on what you felt like doing, you could always go through the front. Maybe we'll put something dangling from there. But for now, I'm just gonna wrap it. And let's get that out of the way. So here we go. And another time, we can fill it up, put stuff in the pockets, but I think we're in a good stopping point for today. So I hope y'all have a good rest of the evening, and I will see you all next time. Bye!